prowl for the nation's scariest places. And now the curtain rises on Memphis, Tennessee, where an old playhouse stages a most ghostly drama night after night.
In my opinion, this theater is definitely haunted.
There are times that things go awry where really there is no explanation.
Welcome to the Orpheum Theater in Memphis, Tennessee.
It was an offstage tragedy that turned the Orpheum Theater into one of the most petrifying playhouses in the nation. Built in 1890 as the Grand Opera House, it burned to the ground in a 1923 fire. But the theater was restored to its original glory by 1928.
The new Orpheum, the building in which we're standing, opened on this corner and has had a long and very interesting history of vaudeville, silent movies, sound films, live entertainment. Harry Houdini and Sarah Bernhardt played this stage.
While some of the biggest stars of the day were treading the boards, the real drama happened out front on Beale Street. Legend has it that in the early 1920s, a trolley car struck and killed a child named Mary. But nobody told Mary she was dead.
I always allude to the idea of some spirits dying suddenly and not knowing that they're dead. And we figure that that must have happened, that when she died suddenly, she knew the Orpheum Theater, and the lights and the music and the make-believe charmed her. And she didn't know what else to do with herself, so she came back.
In fact, Mary seems to have season tickets to the Orpheum, and she's claimed the best seats in the house.
This is where Mary likes to watch the shows and listen to the music. And this is a box. It's a B scene sort of a box. When you sit in this seat, you can be seen by everyone else in the whole building. That's why so many people have noticed her here.
My first time in this theater, this is before I knew anything about the ghosts. I had just moved to Memphis. I just come to the theater for the first time. I came back in that loge box and I felt about a 3-foot circle that was 10 to 20 degrees colder than anything else. I just thought it was an air duct blowing down. Come to find out later that that's the place where Mary the ghost likes to hang out.
Back when I was first hanging around this theater in 1970, 1971, I was down here with some friends of mine playing the organ for them. When someone said, "Who's that in the lobby?" And they described a little girl in a white dress from the turn of the century, long dark stockings and braids, and she glowed white.
Oftentimes I'll bring my children to work with me, and after the rehearsal, the cast member said, "So, was that one of your children watching rehearsals today at the theater?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, I looked up at the box over on stage left, and there was a little girl. I thought maybe that was one of your children." And I said, "No, I didn't have my children with me at the theater today." We checked around, and no one had been there, so it must have been Mary.
Pay a visit to the Orpheum, and you may get a glimpse of the star attraction yourself.
I have been asked if I truly believe the Orpheum Theater is haunted. And after a long silence, I say, of course I do.